وبه في السيرة ما يشهد من نهج المختار محمد كم دل على الخير
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good afternoon, Assalamu alaikum, and a warm welcome to Drive Time.
بالهدي الحق في القلب مشاعر أخفيها قد أشرقت.
Hope you guys are well on this, for some of the second days of Ramadan, for others the third. Welcome to Drive Time.
فحياتي قبل
Thursday, the 15th of April. Yes.
من دون نعيم الآيات.
We're thinking that we've got a whole month ahead, but the blessed month of Ramadan just flies by.
ذكر تبارك وقتي وازدادت قوة ذاكرتي والتوفيق أضاء حياتي في هدي وأنار الطرق وسمت في الخيرة أيامي وتجمل قولي وكلامي.
So as you can probably see if you're watching on the Facebook platform or YouTube, welcome. I've got a studio guest in with me today, and you might have recognize him from the other day. I had brother Ali Shaha, who I was speaking to from Abu Bakr Masjid, and the connection wasn't on our side. So today we have the pleasure of his company here in the studio. We're going to talk a bit more at length and look at some of the things that he's hoping to bring to Middlesbrough.
في القلب ستبقى في القلب مشاعر أخفيها.
So if you just joined us, make sure you hit the share button as well. Do show us some love as well. Share the live and enjoy the program. And thank you for watching Ramadan Live. Let us know where you're watching from. Drop us a comment, and inshallah we'll include your comments into the program as well. Let us know how your day has been. How has this Rosa been for you?
قلبي مشاعر أخفيها قد أشرقت.
So, Brother Ali, without any further ado, Assalamu alaikum, and a warm welcome to CVFM Towers.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you, brother? You keeping well?
Alhamdulillah.
So, today is your third fast, I believe.
Yes, we started a few days back, yes. So
Okay,
third day.
mashallah. And how are things? How are you been coping? What's your routine during Ramadan? Do you like adjust your schedule work-wise, or how do you normally operate?
It does. We have to adjust in the sense that Ramadan is that month where you try to take advantage of it. Every moment is an opportunity to gain more reward. And therefore, we're in the mosque more often. We get up earlier in the morning. The Taraweeh prayer late. So your timetable shifts, and your body shifts with it as well. So it can become challenging if you're trying to do a job during the day as well.
Yes, it's difficult, and you're right about body adjusting, because for me it normally takes maybe 2 or 3 days to make that adjustment. But like staying up or waking up, depending if you, because this year it's normally it was you can either stay up and have suhoor and then get up for Fajr, or now the times have changed a little bit, so you might have the opportunity to maybe get a couple of hours of sleep and then get up. So
yeah, the night is getting obviously longer, where in the past it was shorter, so you're obviously all the way through. But yeah, you just got to adjust yourself and adapt.
Yeah, so you can get your sleep in a couple of different, a few hours here and a few hours there. But it's difficult because I've got a school run in the morning as well. So with that one, it's you have to be up. But I suppose lots of workplaces are flexible as well, so depending on the work that you do, which is good. And I know my employers, we got flexi hours, so we can depending on what's on in terms of projects, I can adjust and vary my work hours.
Yeah, that's obviously the challenge being in a non-Muslim country. When I worked for, I said 20 years, I mentioned before about in the Middle East, the whole work schedule changed to fit into Ramadan. So our work day would shift from 8 till 4, from till 9 till 2 in the afternoon. So they shifted everything around that. Shops would be, restaurants would be closed. So the life was a lot easier that way. Here, but again, the harder the struggle, the greater the reward. So you're rewarded obviously in compensation for what the challenge we have in a non-Muslim country.
Yeah, you mentioned that you worked in the Middle East for about 20 odd years, and things are very and I suppose when I go back to South Asia, I'm originally from Kashmir, Pakistan, and everything's everything shuts for Ramadan in terms of food and things like that. So all that economy obviously comes still, but obviously they pick up that trade on the evening, and as families out enjoying iftar and staying out.
Yeah.
So and I suppose it's similar in the Middle East, where in Dubai I think you have that. In terms of the community is quite messy. You've got lots of non-Muslims that work in Dubai as well. So I suppose you need to cater for them as well. Because I was reading the news yesterday where normally the restaurants used to have a hidden segment or section where people could eat if they weren't fasting. But I think I've seen in the news yesterday that they don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, I'm not up to date, to be honest with you, at the moment, Dubai, but for example, where we used to work, there was obviously about 60% of the population in the workplace was obviously expatriate. They were non-Muslim, but they were allowed. There was areas within the building, cafeterias. They would be on their own. They can have their food there because obviously they're not fasted. So you can't force them to fast. That's not the right way to do it. But at the same time, a lot of people were quite respectful of the culture, and they actually enjoyed Ramadan. And it's that month where it's blessed for everybody. So the expatriates didn't finish work at 5 o'clock. They finished with obviously the fasting Muslims at 2 o'clock. So they had a lovely, easygoing month, and they enjoyed it. So they saw the blessing of Ramadan, and a lot of people from that, intrigued them. What is this month that people stop even work, stop economies for this month? It must be something quite strong and passionate that people are about to do that. So it intrigued a lot of people, and a lot of people turned to Islam because of this month of Ramadan. Because you see Islam highly focused just in this month. The worship, the giving, the support, the community spirit, the support of the non-Muslims across the world. What is this month, and why is it we do that? Shahr Ramadan is a month of, if you look at it, it's a training month. It really trains you to focus on your religion and boost you for the other 11 months of the year.
Yeah, definitely does, and I think it brings lots of focus back into your life. And everyone gets so busy in their work and family lives and things like that. And this month particularly forces you to have that reset, doesn't it? And I know that is for me, and I think it's a great reminder. So going back to our conversation the other day, and I think what we'll do is we'll start off again, because a lot of listeners might have missed that, and in terms of the audio quality, it wasn't great as well. So you mentioned to me the other day that you're originally from Middlesbrough. You've worked within was it HR as well, or was it in sort of employment field?
Originally in Middlesbrough when I first started out, my very early part
recruitment.
Of my career. Yeah, I was involved in youth work and career work. So I was a career advisor, and I did a lot of voluntary work. I worked with the Yemeni community, and I worked with the Abu Bakr Mosque when it was first established. And I remember we were involved in the first youth project. It was the Azad project on Martin Road. It was a youth centre for the ethnic minorities, and that was quite successful. And I was one of the workers there when I was again my earlier days in my early 20s. And so I've always continued in the work of human capital. Working with people.
And then you mentioned that in terms of your careers led you to the Middle East, and you worked there for around about 20 years.
Yeah, it moved me to the Middle East. I first started in Abu Dhabi. I worked in a college. Again, it was in the area of career. I was careers advisor in a college. That moved me out into another organisation a few years after that in Dubai, which was the National Human Resource Employment Authority, which was launched, and I was supporting and developed a career centre and career access for people in Dubai and across the United Arab Emirates, which career was new for them at the time. And that then led me, after that, I moved on to Qatar, where I worked for a large telecommunications provider, and I managed the full talent development spectrum, everything from leadership development, skills development, succession planning, assessment. So that's been my area of focus, has always been around human capital for more than 30 years.
What's your experience been like working in the Middle East? Obviously, as a Muslim and as a native Arabic speaker, your experience would be slightly different to an expat, who is coming from India or maybe Europe. So what was it like for you working within the Middle East? You worked in a few different countries. And
for myself, it's sitting on both fences. I have one side of me which has my English culture, my other side has my Arabic culture. So I'm quite able to adapt on both sides. That said, the Middle East in general, like the places like of the United Emirates and Qatar, they're very safe communities. And even expatriates like that area because the safe community, the lifestyle there is family orientated. It's very secure. Obviously, the weather throughout the year, you get sun throughout the year, so people like that. I remember in the financial crisis back in 2008, across the global financial crisis in Dubai, there was a survey that was done with British expatriates. With a cut in salary, would they still stay or would they go back? And they said, no, they will stay because they got used to that lifestyle. Where obviously you come back to the UK and there's other higher crime rates, the weather's not always as good. And so they get to enjoy life beyond just work in the Middle East. And that's a good thing. So they've got a good balance out there.
Yeah, something, because we here going on holiday, for example, to Dubai, you only see a small slice of life there, and I suppose it's quite different living and working there.
Yeah.
And I know a few people from the Pakistani community that have sort of emigrated to Dubai and living and working there, whether they're setting up a business or have other businesses there. So yeah, it must be a great experience that in terms of culture and work. And so you brought a lot of learning back, from your 20 years in the Middle East. And one of these was you mentioned the 7 pillars of success. And tell us a little bit about how you came about this concept, because it's you've in terms of concept, it's not you, but in terms of your spin on there, it is. So just explain to us a little bit about where the idea comes from, or what where your inspiration comes from.
What inspired me is that the last organization I worked for, we brought in a world-renowned program, which is the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, the Stephen Covey bestseller book. He produced a book in the 80s, developed the Stephen Covey Leadership Center, and then they were bought into another company, Franklin, so it became Franklin Covey. But they now operate in 30 countries, different languages. They have over 2,000 associates. They're on the stock exchange in the United States. They're worth over 400 million. But the program is very simple. It was 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So when I was doing that program, we brought into the company, it intrigued me in the sense that he was so passionate about it. It was almost practically a way of life that he looked at. And then I thought to myself, in the Muslim world, we miss something like that, which is pretty simple. So what would be 7 fundamentals, 7 pillars, 7 habits that would achieve success? And that's what inspired me. So then I left that for quite a while, and I came back to it a few years ago, and I thought, right, I'm going to have to put pen to paper and start working on this. So it took me about 2 years to develop the 7 pillars, and it became pillars and not habits, because pillars are more fundamental than habits. For Muslims, habits is our ibadah, our acts of worship. They're our habits. But that in itself will not be success. It requires more than that. So this issue of success, that everyone from all walks of life, Muslims, non-Muslims, Christians, Buddhists, everyone looks for this issue of success. What is success? And then once you identify what is success, the next question is, how do you attain it? What are the steps you need to take to attain success? So that's what sort of inspired me around it. And in context, it was important to write the 7 pillars in what are the issues faced by Muslims today. So it's context orientated. So it's not working on the days of the Sahaba and what was taking place 1400 years ago. It's taking to be what's happening today. What is the issues that we have in racism, Islamophobia, the environment, behavioral issues at school, non-support in the homes, not supporting children, not working with your family in the right way, not supporting the community, obesity, health issues. So the program had to incorporate all facets of life in order for you to be successful. So you can take it, for example, someone, maybe, and especially in this month of Ramadan, is, reading the Quran all the time and very good at the Quran, but at the same time, they're not helping their parents. Where does that fit in Islam? Or they're helping their parents, but they're not praying. Where does that fit in Islam? So how do you get a balance between? And that's why I started to incorporate the 7 pillars, cover all those facets, from everything from knowing the Creator, and in the end, how does that impact on you to give to others? So there's a spectrum in the 7 pillars.
Yeah, and I'm especially interested in from a young person's perspective, because living in this country, young people here, they have this dual identity, and you're born and bred here. You've got the English culture, and you got extended family here, and you've seen that it's very difficult for them to live that balanced lifestyle that you referred to, because either they go into one extreme or the other, and it's trying to find that balance between deen and dunya, and I suppose if you don't have the right parental guidance or the right tools to deal with that, you tend to lose your Muslim identity. And I've seen individuals where they've gone down the route of trying to assimilate with the wider community, losing their ethnic identity, their religion, and then they've come back over the years where they've not felt at home there, and they felt something was amiss. And but how do we as community members ensure that people have the tools necessary so they don't make those mistakes? And sometimes, unfortunately, they go down that slippery slope where drugs, alcohol, and all the other vices that exist in society consumes them, and they either end up in prison or worse.
You hit the nail on the head. This issue of the clash of identities. When you're brought up in the West, if you're in a Muslim country, the state is responsible for delivering the development of individuals through their education system, through their political regimes, and so on. So they help you come up as a Muslim. But when we live in the West, we're not part of that. So our upbringing comes from either parents, the mosques, or the wider community. But at the same time, the state itself has its own agenda. It has an agenda of a non-religious format. People go to school. You develop the norms of the society you live within, and those norms may be relationships which are not always certain types of relationships with either gender and Islam. It's not appropriate. It could be consuming alcohol, which this culture is appropriate, and Islamic culture is not appropriate. So you get that from a very early age. You get these conflicting messages, and what happens is people become disillusioned. What am I? Am I Muslim? Am I British? Am I Pakistani? Am I Yemeni? What am I? And that's very difficult. And that's where the idea is that the 7 pillars try to plugs the gap. It combines all that. We're aware of what the situation is, but how do you deal with it? Because at the end of the day, you have to live in that situation. We're in the society. We're part of the community. We're part of the British society. So how do we deal with that?
Yeah, when it comes to identity, it's quite complex, isn't it? Because it's not, you can't really compartmentalize yourself in one particular box. It's more layers, isn't it? You can be a Muslim, and depending on context, you might identify yourself as a Muslim, but you might as a Pakistani, or as a Yemeni, or as a male, or as a Teessider, as British. So depending on what the context is, your identity will change to some extent. But all these layers make up who you are, and some layers, are there due to your geography, others there due to your genetics, others there due to your religion, your faith. So it's really complex, and sometimes these individuals don't have the tools to resolve or to make sense of all these different often competing challenges, and peer pressure is one of those things that as a teenager, someone growing up experiences. And if your peers are from a diverse background, and what may be normal for them and acceptable for them might not be for a Muslim household. So it's how do you equip young people to deal with these challenges?
On that point of young people, we'll just step back slightly on the issue of identity. It's great to be from different cultures and different backgrounds. Nothing but the Quran tells us we made you people and nations so you know each other. Mm-hmm. But that in itself will not achieve success. If I'm from the heritage of, and God forbid, if I'm from the heritage of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that wouldn't enter me in paradise. It wouldn't give me success. So it doesn't matter who, what culture we come from, what background we come from. The most important thing from an Islamic perspective is that we achieve the objectives that we were created for the purpose and follow that in order to achieve success. But on the issue of children, which is very important, as parents, as Muslim parents, we get up in the morning, we tell the children that, this is haram, this is halal, do this, do that, read the Quran, do your namaz. And without choice, we send them out into the world. There's no choice. We have to send them off to school. And when you get to the gates of the school, or it could be the college if they're older, they have to work within the rest of that society. So they'll get those conflicting messages. Wait a minute, my father said this is haram, but the school is saying I can do this. I get the peer pressure of my friends. If I don't participate, I get excluded. It's very challenging. So it's almost, we send them out, it's the wolf amongst the sheep. And as we know as Muslims, one of our biggest challenges is the devil, shaitan. And shaitan comes in many different forms and will be challenged. So the key thing that children need is the skills to identify those things when they come to them, and how do I deal with them? And that's the whole issue about how can we create a simple program that helps children to equip them to see these things for what they are and deal with them, because they'll have to deal with them. So it's either, like you said, you ignore it and you go down that slippery slope. Why is it that so-and-so became a drug addict? Why is so-and-so become an inappropriate relation? Where did that come from? Where did it stem from? And originally they were young children at home doing namaz, praying, doing Ramadan, and somehow they changed. What happened? And it's that journey they go through, the journey of life, and all those different stations and those milestones they go through, where they get conflicting messages. And there needs to be a supporting hand out there, the support of the parents, the support of the wider community and the mosques, but also in a means which is appropriate to the children to understand. That's key.
Yeah, we're going to come on to the role of the masajids and what role they should play and how are they supporting. And I suppose, our children are in school, 8 hours a day? And, we as parents, the teachers have more time with our children than we do generally. And in terms of influence. And I think as institutions, and I'm looking at masjids and see what role they can play. And at the minute, the role that they have is quite limited in the sense that, they're there for the Friday prayer, your 5 daily prayers, maybe some are running sort of classes on the evening and funerals. And I suppose, can they play a bigger role in terms of having the resources as being a community hub? Because I know in some bigger cities, they have youth clubs, they have education classes, they had ESOL, they have additional support and that they offer to the community, and they play a bigger role to support those communities. I know in terms of capacity of our institutions is more limited, and those things require resources. But I think with people like yourself and others, we can achieve that.
Yeah, as you said, there's a huge gap. There's a huge vacuum there. What I said earlier, if you're in a Muslim country, the state is responsible for developing the character and all the institutions that come with that, educational, political, and so on and so forth. We don't have that here. So then you have the mosques. Now, the mosques in the Muslim world don't have to do all that. Their role is the area of worship and the khutbah, the Friday prayers and the prayers, because they get everything else from the education system. They get it from schools, they teach them the Quran, they teach them what is right, what is not right, and so on and so forth. But that's a vacuum here, it doesn't exist. So the mosques have a huge role to play here. However, at the same time, they have limited resources, limited capabilities. So it's never going to fill the gap. This is a problem we have at the moment. So where do we go? And I think that developing this program is one way forward. It's a beginning for a long journey. And I don't expect this program to change things overnight. But the idea is I've looked at it from a few perspectives. One is from a very early age in schools, probably in some of the, in Britain we have a lot of these Islamic schools, and they'll bring into the curriculum.
Brother Ali, we're going to
Yeah,
go into the
yeah.
program next. We're going to take a short commercial break and pull in a couple of comments as well. Brother Tariq Abdullah is saying Abu Bakr Mosque, Dr. Al-Khabas, leader then. Is that, it may be someone that knows you. It is Brother Ali.
Yeah.
And he's passing him his salam and his du'as. And yes, Jazakallah khair. So for your comments there, Brother Tariq, it's nice to see you as well. And if you do have any comments or suggestions, you can always drop us a message here on the live, but also on our WhatsApp number, which is 01642 688104. That's Middlesbrough 688104. That's our studio number as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to go for a quick commercial break. And then I'm going to continue our discussions and look at the program that the brother is referred to during our conversation. But I just wanted to set the context of the need for something like this. And you know, I'm not saying there isn't work going on this agenda in this area. You know, there's individually and collectively people are doing around sort of community development type work, around personal development, around sort of you know, Islamic education. But I think this sort of encompasses all that and brings it together into one program. And that's why I was quite intrigued to bring Brother Ali in and have this discussion. And the first hour was really about the need and identify and set the scene really, and then to explore what the program offers and how you can benefit from it as individuals, but we collectively as communities, and how can we adopt this and other approaches to empower ourselves, our families, our communities to progress and have a more balanced lifestyle in terms of achieving success, whatever that means for you. And we will talk about success with Brother Ali shortly as well. So let's head to a quick break, and inshallah I'll be back after these short messages from our sponsors.
CVFM Ramadan Live in association with Borough Carpets, offering every customer the red carpet welcome.
Supreme Greek Authentic Taste of Greece. This Ramadan, give your taste buds a delight. With no holidays in sight, enjoy our Mediterranean delights. Whether you fancy a gyros, chicken skewer, parmesan or a wrap, we will get it delivered to your door ASAP. All of our dishes are halal. You can also try our waffles and our signature shakes. You will go nuts for our churros and donuts and won't be able to say no to our cookie dough. Supreme Greek and Supreme Desserts, 106 Russell Street, Middlesbrough. To order, call 01642 220 222 or find us online.
कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है।
आपके दिल में सिर्फ और सिर्फ ख्यालात ही आएंगे। रमजान का महीना है और घर में अफ्तारी के लिए कुछ भी नहीं है।
ओहो, फिक्र की कोई बात नहीं। अल मक्का हलाल मीट मार्केट एंड कैश एंड कैरी है ना, जहां पर हर किस्म की दाल, सब्जी, चिकन और ताज़ा गोश्त मिलता है। इसके अलावा रमजान मुबारक के लिए खुसूसी ऑफर भी लगाई है।
अच्छा जी, इसीलिए आपके दिल में ख्याल आते हैं। अब तो मेरे दिल में भी ख्याल आना शुरू हो गए हैं कि अल मक्का हलाल मीट मार्केट कैश एंड कैरी जाके शॉपिंग करूं।
कोई नहीं जी, तैयार हो जाओ, अभी चलते हैं।
Al Makkah Halal Meat and Cash and Carry, 303 to 307 Lintop Road, Middlesbrough. Telephone 01642 965 487.
Have a flat, worn out or bad tyre? Come to M&M Tyres and Auto Care to get you back on the road in no time. We have fast and professional service guaranteed with a huge selection of tyres for you to choose from at great affordable prices. From new to used tyres, we carry great known brands such as Michelin, Continental, Goodyear, Pirelli and much more. We also offer wheel alignment service, brake pad replacement, oil and filter change, exhausts, batteries, alloy wheels and accessories. M&M Tyres and Auto Care located at 177 Stockton Street, Middlesbrough and 112 Norton Road, Stockton-on-Tees. If you can't come to us, then don't worry, we can come to your home or workplace as we offer a mobile tyre fitting service. Just call 01642 224848.
आज खाने में क्या है?
मैं घर में खाना बना बना के तंग आ गई हूँ, क्यों ना कुछ नया ट्राई करें।
आज हम जाएंगे क्लक्कीज और उनकी स्पेशल ऑफर का फायदा उठाएंगे।
वही क्लकीज जहां आपको मिलता है मजेदार फ्राइड चिकन, पिज्जा, बर्गर, रैप्स और बहुत कुछ और।
क्लकीज आपके लिए ला रहा है बहुत ही आला ऑफर्स। £10 में any 3 meal।
Clucky's Fried Chicken.
Clucky's Fried Chicken, 295 Linthorpe Road, Middlesbrough. ऑर्डर करने के लिए डायल कीजिए 01642 230 900.
Download our mobile app or order online via our website and receive 10% discount. Visit www.cluckysfriedchicken.com.
चिकन का असली मजा तो क्लकीज में है।
Clucky's open 11:30 a.m. till late. £10 offer till 9 p.m. only. Exclusions apply.
Hello, Ellie here. Let me introduce you to Smoothprint.
Whether you need business cards, brochures for your startups, or posters to announce your grand opening, perhaps design a logo to further promote your business. We can do it all and much more in a record time and at affordable prices.
Smoothprint is your local professional design and print business specializing in shop signage and vehicle graphics.
Our team of professional graphic designers will ensure that your corporate image and values are shown in a memorable, charming way, while the state-of-the-art digital printing technology we use will impress your business partners and potential customers and will add to your competitive edge.
Smoothprint. Telephone 01642 688 400 or order online at www.smoothprint.co.uk.
Pass your driving test and enjoy the freedom of the road with the help from Mussad's Driving School, a driving instructor delivering a high standard of training with a proven high pass rate, delivering intensive courses and theory test support. Discount for block bookings. For more information, call 07861 287 479.
The station that lives and loves Ramadan. This is 104.5 CVFM Ramadan Live.
अब हम आहिस्ता आहिस्ता लॉकडाउन से बाहर आ रहे हैं। अब हम दोबारा बाहर मिल भी सकते हैं। 6 लोगों के साथ पार्क में पिकनिक, लेकिन अपने अपने कंबल और आपस में बहुत सारा फासला रखकर। लेकिन अचानक कोई दोस्त दिख जाए तो उसे साथ आने की दावत ना देना बुरा लगेगा ना। लेकिन ज्यादा लोगों से मिलने का मतलब है कोविड-19 के होने का ज्यादा खतरा। इसलिए सिर्फ 6 लोगों तक के ग्रुप्स या 2 खानदान आपस में मिल सकते हैं। आइए इस अगले कदम को इंतहाई एहतियात से उठाएं। याद रखिए, हैंड्स, फेस, स्पेस एंड fresh air.
जी हाँ, hands, face, space and fresh air. And remember, it's Ramadan, and if you are having an iftar, keep it socially distanced and trying to limit the number of people you meet. You know, I was just talking to Brother Ali just off air, and I know personally, and he knows quite a few people that have passed away due to COVID. And, you know, Brother Ali, you know, this particular disease, there's another uncle that passed away. You know, he's normally quite fit and healthy, and he's passed away as well. I know someone that was in Pakistan that came back recently. He's got COVID, and he's, you know, my age, you know, 40 something, and he's been quite ill. So it is deadly, and don't take it lightly. Please continue to, you know, be sensible and adhere to the government guidance. And you know that we're talking about the masjids, and I want to say a big shout out to Age UK, Teesside, who gave a big donation of some hand sanitizers and masks for the local mosques as well. So I've been doing some deliveries as well, and I've got some Abu Bakr as well. So but you know, I think it's important that the masjids, they have a role to play in terms of information and setting the bar in terms of how we deal with this pandemic. So it's important. So how has things been going in terms of trying to get the congregation back after the lockdown and during this very difficult phase?
Yeah, I mean, the Abu Bakr Mosque have been working on it. As Muslims, you have to take into consideration what impact you on other people. So you can't put people at risk. So you must adhere to these things. And there's a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ where there's a plague, you don't go to that area of the plague, and you stay where you are. So you shouldn't, pass things around. It's not that easy. You've got to take all the right, the government's doing a lot to support that, and we have to follow those guidelines. And the mosques are pushing that very hard, to be honest, because we have a responsibility as Muslims and as individuals, to support the wider community and not be, carry the burden of passing it out, because especially when we congregate a lot, because we're always to the mosques 5 times a day, and now
for
Ramadan, it's Tarawih, you get quite a lot of people. But yeah, it's challenging, but most of the community are working towards it because they have seen the effect of it. Everyone can see it. So they are working towards it, which is good.
MashaAllah. So we'll go back to our discussion around the 7 pillars of success. So we talked about the need for this particular program, and we talked about Assalamu alaikum, Brother Maqsood as well. Thank you for your comment. Jazakallah, warm welcome to you. And Brother Tarak has been messaging as well in terms of Islamic education and programming. One religious learning hub. Yeah, good point. So keep your comments coming in as well. I've got Brother Ali Shaha, who is a native of Middlesbrough, who has family from Yemen, has worked in quite a few countries in the Middle East, and then came back to Middlesbrough a little while back, and he messaged me via Sheikh Waleed in relation to just sharing some information about this program that he's developed, and he's gave you we've been talking about the need for something like this. And can we now go into the program itself and how it's going to be delivered, who we hoping to engage, where we can deliver it, and things like that? So can we look at some in terms of substance? What can people expect from this program, and how it's going to benefit them?
Yeah. So the way the program's developed, it's not traditional lecturing. So the idea of the program, it's a learning and development program. So you're in the program to learn and then to continue your development post program. So it's used under the form of a workshop format. So it'll probably operate over for the youngsters, the 12 to 14-year-olds, probably a 2-day intense program, and for adults, it'll be a 3-day. Now I know I've got to build in some flexibility with people working. So the idea will probably work on a weekend, and then probably continue 2 evenings during the week. And in that program, you'll interact with other people from the community. So everyone has different faith levels. So someone on one area of the pillar could be way up there. Let's say assume one of the pillars was on worship, and they're going to the mosque 5 times. And someone could be very low, and they say, I want to benefit myself. How do I move forward? So they would assess themselves. I'm at the 2, I'm at the 3, and I want to move to the next level. They would develop an action plan after when they leave the program, and then I would follow up them post program. The key to the program is the foundation, and it's again homing back in. What is our purpose, and what is success? Once you agree on those two, we balance it. We all have we talk from the same sheet. Then you can move forward, and purpose is key for Muslims. And we know as Muslims, purpose is pretty simple. That God created the man and jinn to worship him. And then the issue of worship is another one. What does worship mean in Islam? Is it just praying 5 times a day? Worship actually means, and we go into that in a lot of detail, worship is about servitude. That all your life is to serve in all the things that you do. Serving your family as a means of worship. Serving your community as a means of worship. Serving your parents as a means of worship. All if the intention is in the right place. So we go into a lot of information about that. And then what is success? So that's the first part, the first module of the program is the foundation. Purpose, success, we agree that, we identify, yes, there's a gap here. Okay, then what are the pillars? And then we move on. So the way it's developed is through an interactive 2-day workshop where you'll see other people with you. You'll have lots of discussions, lots of debates. There'll be videos, there'll be activities, there'll be assessments, there'll be role play. It'll be fun, engaging. You'll learn through the experiential format of this. And if you leave a lasting impression when you create programs, people then continue with it. But if you don't, what the saying goes in one ear and out the other.
So we're looking at the different cohorts and different age groups, and obviously from my point of view, and one of the areas I looked at is young people, and the other one, obviously you talked about adults, but could be sisters as well.
It's not gender oriented; it's everyone. So the idea of the program will cover all genders. I mean, go back to this issue. What is purpose as a Muslim? That means male and female. What is success? Male and female. there's no success for males and no success for women. It's as Muslims, Islam doesn't know any agenda. We all once we say we become Muslim, we should la ilaha illallah. Then we have this purpose in life, and then we have to try and achieve success. So yes, it's open to males and females. I apologize if I didn't put that across.
No, that's fine. And Brother Said saying this, Assalamu alaikum to us both, and he's saying we need to blend the approach of learning, workshops face to face, online, and using technology as well. So you've got a website as well, and that is
there's a temporary website on there which gives you information, and it's very simple. It's the 7pillarsofsuccess.com. It's a temporary website just to give people some information where they can also submit an interest through the website. And the idea is to launch the program post Ramadan, especially with the lockdown easing out, because this program was designed, it really needs to be initially face to face. With such a topic like this about success and about changing your life and about where you are as a Muslim, it needs to take place in that way. Later on, I suppose we could look at the online.
Definitely. So, how are you proposing to? Obviously, have you had some discussions with the masjids? Obviously, you've got links with Abu Bakr. What about listeners and viewers and maybe committee people from other mosques and organizations that might be interested, that that aren't faith-based as well, that might want to support this particular program? How can they support you, work with you? What help and support do you need to make this happen in a way that you can make some meaningful impact within our community?
I mean, we're in the very early stage now. It's more about just raising awareness of the program. So I'm looking at different approaches. So one is at the website, there's yourself on the radio. I'm speaking to going to one of the channels on Newcastle on the Islamic radios in Newcastle from Saturday. We'll be doing some work. We're doing some awareness sessions at the Abu Bakr Mosque. I'll be speaking to Central Mosque shortly, and trying as much as I can during Ramadan when we've got this, a large congregation of people come together, and with the people searching for these things during Ramadan, do more about the religion, learn about more. So then we're going to probably expand out to other organisations where they get, they deal with Muslims in the community, like we talked about earlier. Maybe people are involved in, drug abuse or problems in crime, or they could be in foster centres, and they need some support. And we can reach out to them to try and get them onto the program as well. Because the idea is to get people back on track as Muslims. They identify what is success and redirect their journey of life.
Okay, I've got another question from my brother Azim Arafi saying, Islam to you both. Please could you ask a brother, is the program multilingual for non-English speakers? Primarily, I suppose it's going to be in English.
Yeah, the program is designed at the moment in English. If there's someone, obviously I'm Arabic speaking, so I could help translate. But most of the people on the group will be obviously English orientated. So I would say at the moment it's going to be English focus.
Yeah, and it's designed to have the Muslim community who are living, within the Western countries in mind, and some of the challenges they face, which are very different to some extent to those that might be living in the Middle East or Southeast Asia, because in that our geography and this land gives us additional challenges that need to be addressed. And we talked about the issue of identity earlier on within our in conversation. So primarily in English, but I think if there was opportunity to work with a particular community, I'm sure that can be adopted and taken.
Yeah, over time, obviously, I have a roadmap for this program, because the benchmark, as I mentioned earlier, is the 7 habits of highly effective people, and they're now global. They didn't start off global, so now it's translated into many languages and they work around the world. But you've got to start somewhere. This is a homegrown program for Middlesbrough. It'll start in Middlesbrough. It will, inshallah, go further out across the UK. And there's also the way the 7 pillars are written. They're universal. You can apply them in the Middle East. You can apply them in Asia. You can apply them in Africa. They'll work anywhere. All you will change slightly is context. That's all you will change. But 7 pillars are the same 7 pillars for success anywhere. And we've looked at it in a few different ways with other people, and they are unilateral.
One of the other people, a group of people I was looking at, was those that are in that revolving cycle within the criminal justice system. Unfortunately, there are disproportionately number of Muslims and people from ethnic minorities within that cycle.
Yeah.
What's the opportunity to maybe work with any individuals, organizations, to help some of those individuals as well that might benefit from this, or can this concept be tailored to for individuals with those requirements?
I mean, it's a great question, Idrees. Yes, there is scope to work with these individuals and these organisations. It's just looking at the means to do that. Are they still within the criminal system, and then how do you work with them, or is it post criminals when they leave the establishments?
The reason I ask this question is for about 7 years I did some work with HM Clementon Grange, which is a category D prison where offenders coming at the end of their sentence have to do community work. So as part of their release program, they have to do 30 days minimum of community work, whether it's in the mosque or a community organization, and then they are eligible to go to employment as well. So whilst they are serving their time, the last 6 months or whatever, they can get paid employment. So that gives them the steps to stay out of prisons, because if they can get employment, they can get housed. If they can reintegrate back to society, that gives them a way out of the cycle that they find them trapped in within that criminal justice system. So and some, I would say I would have worked with maybe about 70, 80 people, mostly men from various South Asian communities, issues around drugs, various different crimes. Some of them were at the wrong place at the wrong time. Others, they're hardened criminals, and some of them, they needed some help and support, because their own family or the mother and father, their family circumstances were that they were unfortunately going to go down that road because the environment they were being brought up in. But others, they just needed that little help and support, whether it was just setting up a small business to get them out of it, or getting the right advice and guidance. So that was my thinking behind that.
It makes a lot of sense, and there will be areas to tackle, going down the line, definitely, because then back to this issue of success. These individuals want success. They have gone on their journey was derailed and they went off track, but they want to get back on track. And the 7 pillars just help that. I'll just have to find a format at some point on how we engage these organisations. But I think it's an excellent idea, and I'll definitely take that on board.
So there's lots of scope. So if anyone that is interested in finding out more about the program, you mentioned the website, the 7pillarsofsuccess.com. You're happy to, and obviously you are a regular at Abu Bakr Mosque as well. So if anyone is interested, they can have a chat with you directly. So obviously, as we come out this pandemic, inshallah, you are looking to maybe hold some information sessions, or so like a pre-registration event. What's the process?
Yeah, the idea is during Ramadan, I'm trying at the Abu Bakr Mosque. We're going to do a few talks on the program, and hopefully I'll speak to the brothers at the other mosques as well and do that during Ramadan. Get people to register their interest. Post Ramadan is when we really want to get the program launched. I'll probably start with 2 cohorts, and a cohort of adults, and then a cohort, the young group. I'm really, keen to work on the young group, especially the group between 12 to 14, because they're at a really critical age. And I think the quicker we get in there, the better. And we'll take it from there, start building it up on a regular basis. Maybe every weekend the program will run and develop it. And if it gets to a point where it's, we're oversubscribed, which inshallah, I'm then going to train people to deliver the program. It's not going to stay with me. I want to train people; they can deliver the program as well, and it'll spin off that way and get to more people as we can.
Okay, so please do get in touch with Brother Ali, and he'll be happy to give you more information and any help and support we can give him to make this program successful. I think he's going to have a benefit within the wider community, and I think there's definitely need for this and other similar initiatives within our communities, because I think it's an area that we as a community tend to not concentrate on, or maybe fall behind in, where other communities in terms of their personal and community development are quite strong. And I think if we can support each other with initiatives, and I was mentioning brother earlier on off air who called me, and there are other brothers that are doing some great work as well. Brother Amjad Kazir around Islamophobia, he's been doing some work around there. So personally, whatever I can, when I see someone that is doing something different that's going to benefit the community or have an impact, I always try to go out my way to show support, because sometimes you feel like if you in this environment, you feel like that you're alone, and getting some information and support out there is helpful. So if you can show some support to Brother Ali in any way, in terms of promoting the program, registering on it, getting people involved in it, it'll really help take this forward. So and that's my appeal to our listeners and viewers out there. Please show your support, and let's help make this program successful, not for for the sake of making it, but because I feel personally that it's going to have an impact within our communities, and especially younger people going forward. Because I see on a daily basis through my work and just community work generally, what happens within communities and why there is a need for something like this. So that was my reason for inviting Brother Ali onto the program. I hope you found the information useful. Thank you for your comments and for your participation as well. So Brother Ali, just before we round up our discussion, would you like to share anything else or say anything else to our listeners and viewers today?
Wishes all the continued success during Ramadan, and I'm hoping we'll come back on the program another time and maybe go over just briefly what are those 7 pillars of success.
Yeah, it's definitely. And today was really about setting the context for and the need for something like this, and just giving you a little overview and a little bit about Brother Ali as well, because I think it's important that whenever there is a new initiative in that area, people know and understand where that's coming from and what experience individual brings to this particular program or anything else. So I thought it was really important to make that introduction, and I tried to do that the other day virtually, and we failed miserably due to technology. And but it's nice to have you in the studio, Brother Ali, and Jazakallah khair for your time, and wishing you all the success in this. And inshallah, if there's anything, we'll invite you back again maybe next week, and we'll explore the program and the pillars in more in depth, and then we'll talk about other things that are linked to that as well, if that's okay with you.
Fantastic.
So we're going to go to another quick break, and then I had a couple of messages on WhatsApp as well asking about competitions. So yeah, competitions will be coming. You'll be winning stuff, and you will be getting interactive with us. Jazakallah khair for your comments. But now it's time for a quick break, and after the break, I will come back and we'll open up the lines and have a discussion with you guys as well. So let's go towards a break, inshallah.
You're listening to CVFM Ramadan Live.
ऐ वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू ही मेरी मंजिल है।
हर किसी की मंजिल वतन कॉन्टिनेंटल स्टोर ही तो है। वतन कॉन्टिनेंटल स्टोर, जहां पर आपको मिलेगा ताज़ा गोश्त, चिकन, फल और सब्जियां, तमाम मसाला जात, आला वैरायटी बेकरी का सामान। इसके अलावा किचन के तमाम बर्तन भी दस्तयाब हैं। इस रमजान आएं और हमारी स्पेशल ऑफर्स का भरपूर फायदा उठाएं। आपके मुंतजिर वतन कॉन्टिनेंटल स्टोर।
Within Continental Store, 26 to 30 Northcote Street, Stockton-on-Tees. Telephone 01642649400.
इस रमजान आपकी इमदाद लोगों की जिंदगियां बदल सकती है। बच्चों के लिए स्कूल, साफ पानी, सेफ हेवन में महफूज रहाइश और भूख का खात्मा। हमारी 100% पॉलिसी के मुताबिक जमाशुदा तमाम रकम उसके सही मुस्तहिक तक पहुंचती है। 100% ज़कात, 100% सदका, 100% लिल्लाह। यही वक्त है, आगे बढ़िए और अपनी इमदाद sktwelfare.org पर बासानी जमा करवाइए या कॉल करें 0300 30 20 786।
आपके पाँव बहुत हसीन हैं, इनको जमीन पर मत रखिएगा, मैले हो जाएंगे।
अच्छा, अगर है इतना ही ख्याल तो ले चलो ना बोरो कारपेट्स एंड बेड्स के पास, जो है कारपेट्स और बेड्स में बेमिसाल।
जिनके शाना कारपेट्स एंड दीदा जेब फर्नीचर आपके घर का नक्शा ही बदल देंगे। पूरे मिल्सबरा में घूम लीजिए, लेकिन आखिर क्वालिटी और कीमत हमसे बेहतर आपको कहीं और नहीं मिलेगी।
बोरो कारपेट्स एंड बेड्स, 131 पार्क लेन, मिडलसबरा। टेलीफोन 01642 688 786।
मुझसे शादी करोगी?
शादी तो मैं करूंगी, लेकिन एक शर्त है, योर इवेंट्स नॉर्थ ईस्ट की प्लानिंग के साथ।
योर इवेंट्स नॉर्थ ईस्ट फिर कबूल है।
Your Events Northeast, helping to make your events and special occasions extra special. Whether you're planning a small and intimate wedding or something of a grander scale, let our experienced team make it a stress-free experience for you. We can take care of all the arrangements from flower walls, cakes, fruit displays, chocolate fountains, dessert tables, photography, videography, and so much more. Call us now on 077 141 99453 to discuss your requirements, or visit youreventne.co.uk and check out our social media accounts at yourevents.ne.
आजकल हर किसी की जुबान पर यम यम, आखिर ये है क्या यम यम?
Yum Yum, Middlesbrough's favourite dessert lounge, with yummy freshly made donuts, waffles, crepes and cookie dough. Visit today and try our tasty cakes or sample our premium shakes. Yum Yum, Unit 3, Exchange Walk, Wilson Street, Middlesbrough. Telephone 01642 246 971. Follow us on social media to take advantage of our amazing offers. Search Yum Yum Borough.
अच्छा, तो ये है यम यम, फिर तो हम भी चलते हैं यम यम।
C&M Borough Flowers, the name you can trust for all your floral needs. Put a smile on your loved one's face this Ramadan with the gift of colourful and beautifully fragrant flowers, expertly arranged by our professionals. Flowers suitable for all occasions, birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, funerals and more. Visit us at 47 Eastbourne Road, Middlesbrough to see our wonderful arrangements, or call us on 01642 851 212 for orders and inquiries, or visit our Facebook page at Borough Flowers.
Call or text the studio and take part in Ramadan Live on 01642 688 104. CVFM Ramadan Live in association with Clucky's Fried Chicken, where you get the real food, real taste, real fast.
खाना मिलेगा, पीना मिलेगा।
भैया की शादी नहीं, आपको खाना शाना जाना पड़ेगा। खाना शाना, a taste of home.
देसी खानों में एक जाना पहचाना नाम, जायके में सबसे अलग और कीमतें बहुत ही मुनासिब, जहां पर आपको मिले आपकी पसंद के तमाम खाने।
Visit us today for amazing tasting samosas, pakoras, kebabs, curries, biryani, aloo tikki, spring roll, burgers, chicken wraps and so much more. Khana Shana, 15 Parliament Road, Middlesbrough. Open 7 days a week, 12 noon to 10 p.m. Telephone Middlesbrough 270-628.
घर से बाहर घर जैसा खाना, सिर्फ खाना शाना।
They say there are only two certainties in life, death and taxes. Here at Chauhan & Singh, your local chartered accountants, we can't help you with the first, but taxes is something we know a lot about. With nearly 50 years in business, we have the expertise and knowledge to help businesses of all sizes and sectors. We offer a comprehensive range of accountancy and tax services. Our team has expertise in annual accounts, payroll, VAT returns, and a range of personal services such as wills and inheritance planning. So, whether it's payroll, account management, or tax planning, you can rely on Chauhan & Singh, Chartered Accountants.
Chauhan & Singh, 81 Borough Road, Middlesbrough. Telephone number 01642 244 090. Visit our website for more information, www.chauhanandsingh.co.uk.
हाय, मेरा सारा सोने का जेवर चोरी हो गया।
बाजी,
आपने घर पे कैमरे नहीं लगवाए थे?
कैमरे?
जी हाँ, आपकी और आपके सामान की हिफाजत के लिए ये जरूरी है कि आपके घर में जदीद सिक्योरिटी कैमरा और अलार्म सिस्टम लगा हो।
Twin security systems.
जी हाँ, जदीद सिक्योरिटी कैमरा होना चाहिए. Twin security system. So we're going to go back to that as well. I've just seen Brother Ali out, and we had some hand sanitizers and some face masks that were donated very kindly by an organization that we do some work with called Age UK Teesside, and we give some to the Southfield Road Masjid, and obviously we'll work mosques as well. There's another mosque that has offered to take some as well. So a big thank you to Age UK Teesside for that particular donation, and I'm sure with the Tarawih prayers, those sanitizer boxes and the masks will come in handy. So big thank you to Brother Ali. Hope you found that information useful, because I was really looking forward to having this conversation. And Brother Ali will be back again with another program in Ramadan as well, where we'll drill further into the program. But now it is a time for us to get you involved with the program, and I'm gonna play one or two nasheeds as well, and see what else you guys might want to listen to. And we had some comments and some interaction on the Facebook chat as well. So Jazakallah for your comments. If you are listening on the FM frequency, if you're listening in Middlesbrough on your car radios, then welcome to you as well. And we are broadcasting on 104.5. If you are wanting to tune in the frequency, you can listen to us in your vehicle as well. Also online via the website cbfm.org.uk. But if you have a mobile app, which you will have, you can download I don't know any of the music. The TuneIn app is one of my favorites. So TuneIn app, and just search for CBFM on there, and you can set your alarm and things like that for Siri. And it's one way of staying in touch and listening to us on the move. And what else? Yeah, smart speaker. So if you've got one of those devices that you've bought and is sitting there gathering dust, then you can just say, hey, Siri, tune into CVFM radio, or if you've got Amazon Dot or Echo. So all those devices should able to find us. Just say, listen to CVFM radio. So if you command it, it will do it. Alexa, Siri, Google, the Google devices. What's the one that Microsoft do? Cortana, is it Cortana? Yeah, it is. Yeah, so lots of competing digital speakers out there, or smart speakers as they're called, and you can find us on any of them. And of course, if you've got a smart TV, I know some people have been watching on there as well. We're on YouTube, so if you've got a smart TV, you can just search for Ramadan Live, and then you'll be able to catch some of the programs on there. A lot of the live programs on there that are broadcasted from the studio are pushed on there as well. So lots of ways to get involved and take part in our programs as well. And our primary platform is WhatsApp. 01642688104. If you've got any comments, suggestions, feedback, or a request, then drop us a message on there, and inshallah we'll do our best to get back to you. And especially Sarah Bain, who is listening to the program now, tends to use the voice messaging on there, and that goes to the presenters directly, so then they'll be able to pick up your messages as well. I tend to use the voice notes quite frequently as well when I have a long message to send and I don't want to type it. So yeah, feel free. So 01642688104, which is the same as our telephone number. And a few comments coming in as well, and a few requests as well. So I'm going to play a track for you guys now, because as being in this social media studio, we don't really play as many tracks as we normally do. So let's have a listen to this particular track. I've played this just as a little intro the other day, and we will play this. How am I going to play this? I'm going to copy it from here and paste it here. And then let's take a listen to this together.
सारी बिगड़ी पड़ी गसनी गल्ला सोने निया बाणे सारी बिगड़ी पड़ी गसनी गल्ला सोने निया बाणे सारी बिगड़ी पड़ी गसनी गल्ला सोने निया बाणे आयो रहमत बसनी गल्ला सोने निया बाणे आयो रहमत बसनी गल्ला सोने निया बाणे नारा सोने दलाई किन्ने ओका वेला जदो असना नारा सोने दलाई किन्ने मारे अपरो भला नसनी मारे अपरो भला नसनी गल्ला सोने निया बाणे मारे अपरो भला नसनी गल्ला सोने निया बाणे सरकार ने नाएगी लज्जा सारिया लगनिया ने सरकार ने नाएगी लज्जा सारिया लगनिया ने अखा दुनिया जदो दसनी अखा दुनिया जदो दसनी गल्ला सोने निया बाणे अखा दुनिया जदो दसनी गल्ला सोने निया बाणे
Hope you're enjoying that particular track. You're listening to Drive Time with me, Idrees. Keep me company weekdays between 4 and 5:30. Early on in the show, we had brother Ali Shaha, who was talking about the 7 pillars of success. Really intriguing conversation. We'll be having more guests in the studio and also virtually as well in the coming days and weeks.
खुशियां दी बहार आई कम दुनिया दे दूर होए खुशियां दी बहार आई और जिंदगी बड़ी हसीनी और जिंदगी बड़ी हसीनी गल्ला सोने निया बाणे सारी बिगड़ी बड़ी कसनी गल्ला सोने निया बाणे इन्ना कालियां रातां विच ओने नाए चानने इन्हां कालियां रातां विच ओने नाए चानने कोई नात भी ना जसनी कोई नात भी ना जसनी गल्ला सोने निया बारे बिगड़ी बड़ी कसनी गल्ला सोने निया बारे सारी बिगड़ी बड़ी गसनी.
Yes, beautiful track up. You enjoyed that one. My God, a little breather. Welcome to Drive Time. It is coming up 5 minutes. It's not 5 past. It's 15 minutes past 5. I'm just reading some messages here that are coming on the screen, and I just need to verify this because I've not had any information related to this. Uncle has sadly passed away. Just reading some comments on there, but yeah, I don't want to really announce it on air before I get any confirmation. Normally we get some text message or confirmation of so Sarah Ben is sending us a message as well, and you know what, I'm going to try and get Sarah Ben's message on air, and then we'll see if we can see what she says. Probably was giving us and you guys dua. Should we have a listen to this, see if I can get this on air?
ठीक हो ना, खैरियत? आपका प्रोग्राम सुन रही हूँ, जो आपकी बात समझ में नहीं आई, आप जरा उर्दू में बोलना, मुझे क्या बोले आपने, और हमारी फैमिली के लिए दुआ करना. मैं भी दुआ करती हूँ आपकी फैमिली के लिए, किसी की भी दुआ काम आ जाए. मेरे भाई की तबीयत ठीक नहीं है, आप आसिफ भाई को मैसेज देना.
So उर्दू में बात करें. So inshallah उर्दू program is going to be here as well. So सारा बहन, आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, आपने हमें मैसेज किया तो आपका मैसेज मिला, जज़ाकल्लाह खैर. तो आप रेगुलर मैसेज करती हैं. रिजवान भाई को भी रात को जो प्रोग्राम करते हैं, नेमतुल्लाह भाई भी करते हैं. तो ये आपका प्यार है, तो आपका हलूस जो हमें इतने मैसेजेस आते हैं आपकी तरफ से और इतनी दुआ आती है, तो really do appreciate you guys. So what shall we go to next? What's wrong? Nothing showing messages. What's wrong? Okay. So the only reason I wasn't sharing your messages, brother, is I wasn't sure because I've not heard anything about this, but I'll take your word for it and send sympathies to you for so yes, Haji Abdul Khalik, close family, Waterloo Road, Mosque, charity work, sympathies. Yes, Jazakallah khair for that information. Thank you for your message, brother Tariq. So listen, I'm just gonna need to verify one or two things. Okay, so let's see if we can get another caller on air as well, and then we will continue with our discussion and see where we go with this. 01642688104 is our telephone number. If you'd like to take part in the program, 01642688104. And I've got someone on the line now. Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, brother Idrees.
Would you like to take part in the competition?
Oh, what's the competition?
No, there is no competition. I'm just joking.
No, I didn't think presenters are allowed in the competition.
No, you know, I haven't started doing the competitions properly yet because there has been a few comments asking when is the competition going to start. So I need to get my the quizmaster hat on, and inshallah we'll do inshallah we'll do our first one tomorrow. We're going to dedicate a full 30 minutes to our quiz, and we'll be giving away something great. It
sounds exciting.
Yeah, you'll have to tune in now. You'll have to phone in.
Inshallah.
You'll have to get Danish to take part in it as well.
Of course. definitely.
So if you're not recognise the voice, this is Sister Shivanara, our official moon sighter for Teesside. So you did that little live on Tuesday evening. Where were you exactly? You mentioned there was some sort of park, but I wasn't sure where it was.
Yeah, so it's not that far actually from where we all are across Teesside. So it's called the Maze Park, and it's not far from the Tees Barrage. So if people go shopping to Teesside Park or even visit the barrage, it's near there, but it's in the direction of the barrage. You could park where the hotel is, or the Talpole, the BP, or you can park, which is even better, below the barrage, where the river is, below the bridge, and you can just walk across there. If you're heading in a easterly direction, like if it's towards Redcar, it's probably about a fast walk, about maybe 20-30 minutes, something like that, and you reach the hill, and it's a small hill. I wouldn't say it's massive. It's about the size of a 2-story building, and the path winds the way round. So you're not exactly climbing it, you're just going round the hill till you get to the top. So that's where we were on Tuesday evening, actually. And we were there before sunset, so we could see where the sun actually sets, and it's got a very clear western horizon. And it's an opportunity as well for anybody, whether they watched us or they didn't and they're interested, to join. And there's been lots of people, Idrees, even sighting from their own home.
Yeah, I've seen some of the images, and when you did that live, one of our other presenters, Jason, who does the breakfast show on CVFM, he quickly went out he lives in Redcar. He quickly went out and he took a really good photo from his garden, actually, which I shared with you guys. But I got another couple of messages from our listeners. One last night, I think it was Brother Kamal who sent it, and and he's seen the moon yesterday, which would have been the second day of the moon, and he said, "Look, this moon is looking bigger than like 1 day old." And I said, "Okay."
It's a good question. It's a good question. Well, if you think about it, we didn't see the crescent on the 29th of Shaban, so it's going to look a little bit bigger, you could say, because even though we marked we're in day 2 or 3, I've lost track. Does that make sense? Because following the day, the 30th day,
it's not 20, so it would be maybe 36 hours old, because we didn't see it on that evening. So it's more than 1 day old then, isn't it? That's why it's looking bigger, because we didn't sight it on the evening, but it was below the horizon, so it was there.
Yes, exactly. And we don't like to use the term 1 day or 2 day old, because that's a bit of a misconception, because obviously, as you've just said there, we didn't see it on the 29th of Shaban, so obviously we can't class it as, when we do the 1st of Ramadan, that's something in the background. so you're right. So it's going to appear bigger in inverted commas, because of what was I going to say? Yeah, because we didn't see it on the 29th of Shaban.
Yeah, so you sent me some photos last night. I'm going to play this and see if you can listen. Our listeners will be able to hear it.
इदरीस भाई कैसे हैं आप? ठीक हैं? आपको बहुत बहुत रमजान मुबारक हो भाई। अगर ये आज थोड़ा सा डाउट मेरे में आया है कि यहाँ पे ना चांद मैंने बाहर निकल के देखा है, मैं आपको तस्वीरें भी सेंड करूँगा, तो ये चांद मुझे एक दिन का नहीं लग रहा है, ये चांद मुझे ना तीसरे दिन का लग रहा है। तो आप प्लीज़ अगर माइंड ना कीजिएगा तो ये देखिएगा ज़रूर, ये समथिंग रॉन्ग है जो मुझे लग रहा है हो गया है।
So I don't know if he heard that.
No, I didn't, but maybe the listeners did.
The listeners did. So he was saying, like, he was in a little bit of doubt, because obviously he thought that the moon was longer than 1 day, and it looked quite illuminated to me as well. But it makes sense now why the way you say, because you didn't see on the 29th of Shaban, but it was below the horizon. So obviously, when I watched that video which explains how many days it takes for the moon to go around the earth, and it isn't I'll put a post on the window. But
And the sheikh, we've got a sheikh who's a moon sighter, mashallah, Sheikh Salman Ghani, and he explains really. I think there's a short video clip somewhere in our file somewhere, and I can send it across to you. But he explains really lovely why it wasn't possible to see on the 29th of Shaban. But even so, astronomy, when you look at the data, and subhanallah, the science actually backs up the religion Islam, and it shows why it wasn't, it shows that we didn't sight it obviously on the 29th of Shaban, which is the Monday, and it shows that it wasn't possible to see in the majority of the world, if that makes sense. So on that evening, it wouldn't have been seen, like, say, I don't know, in France or in Saudi, places like that.
Actually, I didn't see any images of the Hilal on Monday evening from anywhere or any sources. So there was nothing in the UK and there was nothing across Europe that was posted. So, obviously there was announcements made and people did start
So what we do with New Crescent Society is the group that I follow. I'm one of the coordinators. So we are trying to revive the Sunnah and have a united Islamic UK calendar, but also to unite the Muslims. And this isn't just a thing that we do for Eid and Ramadan, but it's just a monthly calendar, but it's particularly great for Ramadan and Eid, so we have that unity and there isn't that division. So we're trying to revive the Sunnah in that aspect. But at the same time, what we're doing in reviving the Sunnah is to sight on the 29th of a Islamic calendar or a lunar month. And so that's what we're doing. So on the 29th, we had negative sightings. So even I was sighting, and other friends and other people that are following the group or other people that are interested, we did post sightings, but they were negative. So what we're trying to also be is transparent and visible. So we're being transparent to show people, look, we can see it in the UK. We have positive and negative sightings on, say, whether it's 29 or 30, and having the clouds is just an excuse. So you even possibly saw Idrees on the Tuesday evening. It was mega clouds. They were all over the place. And all you need is just a little gap within the clouds, and it very quickly the clouds will disappear. The moon will appear and it will disappear, and then it'll appear again. Do you remember, like, when I was trying to link up with you because you mentioned, when you see it, give us a ring, and the clouds were just moving so fast.
Yeah, I think there was a break between the clouds when you guys sighted it. But what I was saying, on Monday evening, you guys are out as well, and other chapters of New Crescent Society or members of there and other people that out from the Shetlands all the way to the south coast, they were all reported zero negative viewings.
Yeah, that's what the reports that we had in, and even amongst our coordinators, there were negative sightings, and we've got photographic evidence as well. So Karen, my friend over in Leeds, she went out to a location, but myself, I just sighted from my home, and it wasn't possible to see either. But it's not just one person. There's many of us that are sighting the crescent, which increases the probability or the chance that we're going to see it. And if we're not going to see it, and the astronomy data shows that it's not possible, then it's conclusive, isn't it? I would say.
Okay, interesting conversation, and one or two comments are coming in as well. Inshallah, we'll have another conversation on this particular subject as we head towards the end of Ramadan, and encourage you.
We'll do, inshallah. My son's actually a young moon sighter. He was the one that saw it last year, so I've been sighting for a year. And he saw it on Eid al-Fitr. I've probably mentioned this before. And then that's what's kind of like inspired me partly to do this as well. And we weren't on the map, Teesside and Northeast, and I thought, okay, I'll do this, the Teesside and the Northeast, and then and since then we've got others that are interested. And like you say, it would be really good to do this the next time round for Eid as well, for Chandra.
Yeah, definitely. So you guys are out on at the end of every month. It's not just like you do it for the
No, it's
start of
every
Ramadan.
month. Yeah.
So every month. So yeah, I suppose it gives you.
Go on, sorry.
No, carry on. So how can people get more information if they are interested in?
Oh, that's what I was going to say. So they can actually send the message to CVFM if they want, and CVFM can forward to us. I mean, I'm one of the moderators for the Teesside Asian community. I don't know if people realise. So I do pick up the messages there. And the other way to contact us is following New Crescent Society.
What's Teesside Asian community? Maybe our listeners are not aware of that.
Oh, sorry. I thought they might know. Okay, so the listeners might not necessarily know, but the people that are on Facebook would know. So it's a community Facebook page in association with CVFM, as is the Northeast Asian community? I can't remember the long name.
Yeah, so it's a Teesside Asian community. I think it's an open group, or maybe it's a closed group. I'm not sure. But if you type in Teesside Asian community, go on Facebook and make sure you join the group. And lots of interesting information.
And we welcome questions, we welcome queries, or even just challenges, because we want to support people in understanding what this is all about, and I'm sure they would agree as well that what we're doing is a positive thing. But you will always get somebody that won't agree or disagree, and if they need more further information, we're happy to do that. But that's what we're all about as well, and that, I think, is a great thing, to be transparent as well. So yeah, New Crescent Society page, or even on the Facebook pages, community pages that are linked to CVFM.
Okay, so we can. There's information on there if you search for Teesside Asian Community on Facebook. Join the group. All that information and all the rest of the good stuff is in there as well. And it's also a great platform to, in moderation, to share, your business, because we've got new businesses opening all the time. And if anyone wants to promote anything within reason, we don't want no spamming or anything like that. But
definitely.
No diet fads. That's because
we're in the month of Ramadan, because we're all fasting and we're all on diets anyway.
No, we went through a phase where we had one of these network marketing slim shake things that people are just posting every day. So I got sick of that, and that was that was one of the stipulations, that if you're going to join the group, you can't post none of your magic pills or these slim shakes that is going to get you skinny in like 3 weeks. I don't know. Maybe they work.
From moon sighting to getting slim, is it? We've changed the topic.
No, we're talking about things people can and can't post in the group. But yeah. So yeah, we're looking for moonsighters across Middlesbrough, across Teesside, across the north east.
Idrees, everybody's a moonsighter. We can all do it. It's really simple. You don't even need a telescope, and Islam says, with the naked eye, and that's what I do. I'm not very techie, to be honest. I just use my iPhone to take a picture, of the crescent. And that's all you need to do. You don't need a telescope or anything if you're just starting out basic. And we can all do it. We just have to look with the westerly direction. So here's a tip maybe I've not shared before, is that many of the Muslims in our homes, we're doing prayers and we're facing in a southeasterly direction. So in the direction of the Qibla, what you want to be doing for the crescent is you want to be going in the opposite direction to where you would normally be facing, and it's in the opposite direction is your westerly horizon. If it's a good horizon and you can see the sun setting, then that's where you actually mark, okay, that's the sunset, and about a hand span or maybe about 25 degrees to the left.
If you do that sort of thing, I was doing that, and that was meaning something else. But if you do,
you give it a hand switch.
yeah. So if you do like a hand, so where the sun is setting and the width of the hand, if you look
to the left.
To the left of that, that's where the moon normally sets. So that was the
when
reason.
You look in between if you use your left hand between, I think the left hand, the thumb and the little finger, about 25 degrees, and that's roughly where you would see the crescent. Now we do refer to it as the crescent as opposed to new moon, because when it's new moon, just to clarify to everybody, if it's anybody that's new that's learning probably won't understand, is the new moon, it's actually a zero moon and it's a no moon. So what happens is the moon goes through phases. It takes about 28 and a half days, or 29 and a half days, I think, 29 and a half days, and then it goes from a crescent to a quarter moon to a half moon to a full moon, and then it goes back to like a half moon, quarter moon, and then a crescent. And the new moon is like the formation, or it's the end of an old moon, and it's the formation of a new moon. So we call that zero moon. So it's after that phase marks the beginning of the new the new month, and it's the crescent. And what you're looking for is a backward C shape. It's backward C shape. Now that's only for the UK. Obviously, if you're in a different hemisphere across the globe, or you're in a different country, it could be in a different direction. So for example, in Saudi Arabia, this is how we will know in the UK, if we got a photo and it was fake, if we saw a bowl-shaped crescent of the moon, we would instantly know that was fake, because in the UK, it would be a backward C shape.
So depending on your location on the Earth, the shape of the crescent will be different. So if you're in the Middle East somewhere, and it'll be more of a sort of a ball shape. If you're in the United Kingdom, it'll be a backward C. I think if you're in Australia, it'll be on the other side. Sort of like a proper C. So,
and that's all to do with, when you were saying earlier on with the moon rotating around the Earth, and that's all to do, the part of the crescent we see is sun reflection. So that's all to do with, again, if people also are interested and they want to join New Crescent Society, they can do that. And we've got ongoing training sessions. So I think we did have one just before Ramadan, and we had one in Shaban, and we've got a few throughout this month, inshallah. We're just deciding on the dates because we're all full-timers and this is a voluntary job that we do. So if people want to understand a little bit more of the science, they can reach out and ask us. Or even, I've had a few people reach out to me, on CVFM or New Crescent Society, but PM me personally. So they can do that. They can private message me and I'll get back in touch. But our training sessions give a bit more detail into the science as well, or basic details, I would say.
So the training is done virtually on Zoom, so you can do it from the comfort of your home and
from Zoom, virtually. Yeah.
Gain some new information and knowledge on this particular topic. Shamnera, I'm going to round off our discussions because Haman is due to be in the studio very soon.
Okay.
And thank you for your contribution.
Give my salam as well. It was lovely to catch up, and I hope to do some more programs, I guess, with you. Not about moon sighting, but we've done topics in the past on drive time. So it might be a great opportunity, if there is the opportunity, to just revive that, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. I'll drop you a message, and I'm sure we can organise something as well. And there's another brother who used to do programs as well. He's messaged as well. I haven't forgotten you. In fact, I did message you. I'm not sure what happened, but like the last couple of weeks have been a blur. So I don't know. But are you on parental duties? What's happening to this evening?
I am. So you can hear my little boy perhaps in the background. I've just picked him up from, you could say, a school run. So he's in till about 6. I've just picked him up. So we sat in the car, and I thought, I missed you yesterday. I'll try and grab the opportunity today. We could have a chat. But yeah, I'm doing parent duty. I'm a parent anyway, so it's 24 hours, like any parent.
Yeah, it's full on. Okay, well, keep the good work in relation to the New Crescent Society.
Yep.
And also,
I'm doing this for the Muslim Ummah and for the Northeast especially.
Yeah, you fly.
So I hope everyone appreciates it.
Flying the flag for Middlesbrough, yeah.
Always.
Because you seen the map and there wasn't a dot on Middlesbrough. There was no moon sight this year.
No, I saw the map on the Northeast, and I thought, right, there's no map on Middlesbrough. I'll put the Middlesbrough on the map as well.
There should be an award for that. People that put Middlesbrough on the map, you'll be nominated for that. But unfortunately, there isn't. There is no such award for that. But I'm sure that a lot of our listeners will give you dua for the great work that you're doing. And
and I think, you know what, it's really, before we end this session, I really do encourage people, whether you're fasting on the same day or not, whichever mosque you're following. I mean, one of the sisters, she was fasting on the day before, and it's all about, you know, connecting with each other as Muslim Ummah and being respectful and loving each other. And she came out with us on the Tuesday evening. So what I'm saying is that anybody, even if you're fasting on a different day, you know, you're doing Eid, just have a look for it. And I can't begin to even explain the awe that you feel, you know, the excitement feeling when you see the crescent. And I just want to share that, and I want everybody else to feel that as well, you know, and especially when it's coming up to Eid. Yeah, so those are my final words.
Yeah, I was speaking to Amana, who was with you as well, and she took her kids, and I think they do it as a family, and she was buzzing about it the first time that she took was it for Shaban that she shared the photos of, and she was one.
Yeah, so I saw the Eid al-Fitr, or we saw my family saw the Eid al-Fitr moon last year, and Amana was blessed to see the Shaban moon last month. And to be honest, there was only 2 pit sighters that started last month, which was Amana, and so that marked Stockton on Tees, and then there was Dundee, I think it was. So these were new places, and it is possible to see the crescent, like I keep referring to, the more people we have, because it might be cloudy, or it might be the weather, it might not be visible in one part of the country, but it might be visible in another part of the country. So if Amana, if Stockton Tees didn't see it and Dundee didn't see it, so we would have had a 0. But we've got really good, strong data now. We're going on to 4 years, mashallah. So yeah, Amana saw the Shaban moon last month, I should say.
Yes, thank you for your contributions. Inshallah, we'll hopefully hear from you again very soon. Take care. I'm going to let you get back home. I'm sure you sat in the car with the.
Getting a bit bored.
Yeah.
He did want to come on and speak, but he realised that it wasn't a video channel; it was an audio one.
Oh, I'm sorry to disappoint him.
All right, thank you. Assalamu alaikum and Allah Hafiz to all the listeners, and look forward to speaking to everybody again.
Walaikum salam. So that was Sister Shamanara on a very late school run, and thank you to her for her contributions today, and also thank you to Brother Ali Shah as well, who came into the studio talking about the 7 pillars of success. I've seen the presentations, really exciting program. And I'm sure you guys, if you are interested, can get further information from the website, 7pillarsofsuccess.com. But let's show our support for this brother. He's trying to do something new and innovative, and which I personally feel is going to have some benefit for our community here in Middlesbrough. So what shall we do now? Shall we get a video loaded and onto the screen? Let's do this here and play this. What do you think?
अव्वल अल्लाह आखिर अल्लाह ज़ाहिर बातिन अल्लाह अव्वल अल्लाह आखिर अल्लाह ज़ाहिर बातिन अल्लाह तू हाकिम यौम महशर तेरी शान जल्ला जलालहू तू हाकिम यौम महशर तेरी शान जल्ला जलालहू हर सांस में तेरा जिक्र हो मेरे दिल में हो बस तू ही तू अल्लाह सच है अल्लाह रब है अल्लाह सब है अल्लाह जब ना था तब था अल्लाह कुछ ना होगा अल्लाह या हस्बी रब्बी जल्ला या फाफी गैर अल्लाह नूरे मुहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम हस्बी रब्बी जल्ला या फाफी गैर नूर मुहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह जिक्र है बेहतर नफरत से, जिक्र है बेहतर गफलत से, जिक्र है बेहतर गीबत से, जिक्र है बेहतर उज्जत से, जिक्र से बेहतर कुछ भी नहीं, जिक्र तो दिल की राहत है, जिक्र नबी की सुन्नत है, जिक्र ही राहे जन्नत है, जिक्र ही राहे जन्नत है। हक है अल्लाह सच है अल्लाह माफी कल्बी गैरुल्लाह, हस्बी रब्बी जल्लल्लाह माफी कल्बी गैरुल्लाह, नूर मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाह ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह, हस्बी रब्बी जल्लल्लाह माफी कल्बी गैरुल्लाह, नूर मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाह ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह। या अव्वल अल्लाह आखिर अल्लाह ज़ाहिर बातिन है अल्लाह, या हक या हक या हक या हक या हक, अव्वल अल्लाह आखिर अल्लाह ज़ाहिर बातिन है अल्लाह, या हक या हक तू हाकिमे यौम महशर तेरी शान जल्ला जलालहू, तू हाकिमे यौम महशर तेरी शान जल्ला जलालहू, हर सांस में तेरा जिक्र हो मेरे दिल में हो बस तू ही तू, हक है अल्लाह सच है अल्लाह सब है अल्लाह रब है अल्लाह, कुछ जब ना था तब था अल्लाह, कुछ ना होगा होगा अल्लाह होगा अल्लाह, या हस्बी रब्बी जल्लल्लाह माफी कल्बी गैरुल्लाह, नूर मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाह ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह, हस्बी रब्बी जल्लल्लाह माफी कल्बी गैरुल्लाह, नूर मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाह ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह।
Hope you enjoyed that particular track if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. So beautiful track. Thank you so much for keeping it locked right here. A few comments coming in, and what we do is see if we can feature some of the comments that are coming in on the live. So let me switch screens. So welcome back, guys. 104.5 CVFM radio live across Middlesbrough and the Teesside area. And 1, 2, 3, 4. A few people asking, giving salam as well. Usma Mano, assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam. Fiaz Ahmed giving salam as well. And also Sufi Abdul Kareem Savi said, हमारे अली भाई अली द ग्रेट सलाम एवरीवन रमजान मुबारक टू एवरीवन वालेकुम अस्सलाम रमजान मुबारक to you as well and jazakallah khair for watching and sharing and commenting. It's always very much appreciated. And what else is he saying? He's saying a great platform for community discussion. CVFM Radio, Middlesbrough, Northeast UK. Yes, indeed, a great platform. And Johnny Ali, hi, how are you? And welcome. And so yeah, great platform. He's saying, yeah, we are trying, and obviously it is an opportunity to have discussions about various different things. So yeah, so Ramadan is an opportunity to talk about health, well-being, personal development. Huria Ayan has come in and joined the conversation. Assalamu alaikum, Huria Ayan. How are you? Hope you are well. Ramadan Mubarak to you. First time I heard from you this year. Are you looking forward to the competitions? You are? Okay. So inshallah, tomorrow we're going to open up our competition line, come with a quiz question, and for you two guys to take part in. So we're going to bring Leah. Leah is saying, Leah Patan, hi to you as well. Welcome. Thank you for joining us here on Ramadan Live. So keep your comments coming in, and let us know where you are watching, where you are listening, and we'll give you a shout out as well. So Huria is saying yes, Ramadan Mubarak to you too. Jazakallah. A few WhatsApps coming in as well. MashaAllah. So 01642688104. What I want you guys to do is save that number on your phone under CVFM radio, and then you can drop us a message, or like Sarah Ben does, is sends us voice notes as well. Listening to you on the radio, you are 40 something. Yeah. Listen, people pick up on some of the smallest thing. So assalamu alaikum to you, Nusrat, and thank you for your message, and hopefully you had a good day and you've managed to get the Ramadan calendars are left for you at the Newport Community Hub. And she said, listening to you on the radio and you are 40 something, LOL, nearing more near to 50, just remind me you are getting old. Thank you for that. I appreciate you being honest. I did need that reminding. I feel it today. It's been a couple of rough weeks. It's just been lots of work, not just here as well, but generally my day job. So, but alhamdulillah, shouldn't complain. And 01642688104 is the telephone number. I do prefer some brutal honesty, and it just shows that our listeners are listening to every word that we say. Yeah, every word that we say. So 01642688104 is the telephone number. I'm going to go to another track and then see. You just listened to this, haven't you? So 0164268. Now this is a different track. Let me go back to this one and get these guys in. I didn't play all of the track. I took the banner down as well. Now you can see more of the video.
तेरे सदके से आका सारे जहां को दीन मिला बेदीनों ने कलमा पढ़ा.
So I think I'm going to have a word with our graphic design. I think this banner is a little bit too big, don't you? This overlay, I think I need a smaller overlay. What do you think? So it just covers just the front area of this desk here. This one's a bit too big, so I need to go back to my graphic design and see if we can rejig this.
आपके जैसा कौन यहाँ इस दुनिया में आया है जिसने आपको दिल से चुना उसने सब कुछ पाया है आपके जैसा कौन यहाँ इस दुनिया में आया है जिसने आप.
So a shout out to Tony as well, Tony Lamerton, one of our presenters, a great volunteer for CVFM radio as well. Welcome to you if you are watching on the live here.
ilaha illallah hasbi rabbi jallallah ma fi qalbi ghayrullah nur muhammad sallallahu la ilaha illallah. Allah ke paigam ko hum tak.
So Aman Hussain is in the house and he'll be on air very soon.
को फैलाया किसने अल्लाह के पैगाम को हम तक पहुंचाया किसने कंधा पेशानी रख कर दीन को फैलाया किसने कुफ्र की जुल्मत दूर हुई हक का फहराया झंडा चारों तरफ गूंजी ये सदा ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह.
So that was that. Assalamu alaikum to Aman Hussain as well. He's going to be joining us on your screens very soon, and he'll be taking over the hot seat. He's not sitting on this seat. There's another seat down there. He'll be sitting on that one, reinforced one. 01642688104 is the number to get in touch with the man for any requests or dedications or your comments. And couple more comments that came in as well. Rabina Shah, salam to everyone. Walaikum assalam. Thank you for your message. Hope you're well and hope you have a great Ramadan. And who else has commented? Nido Jan Jani. What a name. And happy Ramadan to you as well. And happy Ramadan to everyone else, he's saying. And Ismail Hussain is saying, Assalam, Idrees, hope you are well and Ramadan Mubarak to you and your family. Ismail Hussain, Alhamdulillah, I'm really well. A little bit tired today. I think just I need to catch up on some sleep, and I'll be fine after that. And yeah, Ramadan Mubarak to you. I'm really looking forward to the rest of Ramadan. I'm sure you are as well. And I hope your mom and dad are well and everyone else in your family. And Jazakallah khair for your comment, and thank you for tuning in. And do tune in to Aman as well. And I also want to say Assalamu alaikum to Khatija Karen Hall, all from Leeds, our super moon sighter as well. Assalamu alaikum, sister. Hope you are well. Thank you for your comment, and thank you for tuning in as well. And Ramadan Mubarak to you as well. You just missed Sister Shema. She was on the call earlier on as well. We were talking a little bit about the New Crescent Society and the great work that you guys are doing across Teesside and Yorkshire. And keep up the good work. And it was nice meeting you guys virtually at in the meeting, or where was it? I know you were on the program, that we did a live a few weeks ago, but also in that WhatsApp group as well. So thank you, and Jazakallah khair for your messages, and I hope you have a blessed Ramadan. And I'm going to terminate this broadcast now because Aman is waiting to get on the air, and I'm going to hit the ad break on here so the people on there listening on the radio can still have something going out on the radio. And I'm going to go to, which package is it? Possibly 4. I can't even remember which package I play, but I'm going to play 4 now. So Assalamu alaikum for me, and inshallah I'll see you again. Allah Hafiz.
CVFM Ramadan Live in association with Clucky's Fried Chicken, where you get the real food, real taste, real fast.
खाना मिलेगा पीना मिलेगा